Yo, what is up, my party people? We are here to talk about Severance episode 3. You've got me, Sailor Tortilla, my girl Melissa Berne, and my boy Andres. Andres's channel is coming soon. I feel like we were over this on the first one. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining. This is our weekly podcast all about Severance and not Sailor Moon. But feel free to drop your questions in the comments. And you know what? Since we're all here, let's talk about Sailor Moon for 2 seconds.
Let's do it. Do it.
We got to get it out of the way. The people demand more Sailor Moon.
Okay.
And you know what Sailor Scout are you guys?
Hello, Rob Blackfire. I want to be Sailor Pluto. I just feel like she is so pretty and she controls time, right? Isn't she like the goddess of time or some shit? Okay.
She
And
is one of the more
she
special Sailors.
she's immortal. She just seems very friendly, even though she lives a very lonely and solitude life. I feel like I resonate with Sailor Pluto. I'm picking Pluto. Final answer.
I love that. Andres,
Mhm.
please jump in.
I guess I'll go with Moon.
Do you need to watch Sailor Moon as a refresher?
Yes, he
Guys,
does. He does.
I outside of seeing it as a kid with my sister, I have never really watched Sailor Moon. Let me know in the comments if you guys think it's a good show that people should watch.
Is it as good as Severance? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Debate's
If it's
out.
good as Severance.
But I am excited to talk about Severance. I watched this. Oh gosh, episodes are a little weird. They officially drop on Fridays, but I feel like they're dropping on Thursday night.
Yes, they
Or
are.
is it
I like
officially on Thursdays? What
Chris
is that?
Dang's
Basically.
comment. Chris Dang.
Melissa would be Sailor Pluto. I think Sailor Pluto's got the vibe. She is super friendly, even though she lives in front of a haunted door that it exists into infinity. Andres, this probably sounds crazy to you. As a person who doesn't remember Sailor Moon, there really is a character that lives at the end of time and the beginning of time. She is the Alpha and the Omega.
Not weirder than an office full of goats.
I also see I want to be Sailor Moon or Pink Lady Sailor Moon. See, Sailor Moon is a good option.
I do love
A good one
Sailor
to be.
Moon as well, though. I think she's probably the most relatable. She's like bad at math. She likes to eat. She's lazy. She she's so sweet with her friends and her family. She's great. She's great.
Yeah. If only someone at Severance had friends, family, and connections, but I feel like
Right?
all the Innies are the
Well,
opposite of Sailor Moon's friends.
hey, look,
Wowee.
maybe that's a good place to start with
Mhm.
Dylan,
Dylan.
My
who
boy Dylan.
has a family on the outside, and now his innie is learning more about them on the inside. Huh?
I was so excited to see his wife because that's Merritt Weaver, the actress,
Okay.
and she's done a ton of stuff, but she's in a limited series that I love that dropped in 2019. She plays a detective. So if you guys like detective stuff, watch Unbelievable on Netflix. It's so good, but I was so excited to see her. So I'm hoping we see more of her. But yeah, that was a gnarly scene. It was so weird because she looked like she was so weirded out to see her husband who did not recognize her. And I was like, this is such a weird show.
Why 18 minutes? That is such a strange,
I
short amount
know.
of time.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
I really thought it was gonna be like some actress or something. I don't understand. So if there's any plot point that bothered me, it might have been this one because there's still a lot of like lies they're telling the innies. And I know they're monitoring that conversation really quick, but it just seems like a disaster waiting to happen for Lumen for like this woman to say one wrong thing and then Dylan finds out
Oh, like it's really
so
risky.
that so much is a lie. And I think she even said she said Seth, which is apparently Milchek's first name,
Yeah.
and they kind of stepped in to be like, don't do that. But there's gonna be like something she says that she doesn't even know she's not supposed to say that could give away a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
what came to mind is this whole like lie that it's been months on the outside and there's all these changes made. But yeah.
I also thought that the family room was going to be fake. I didn't think it was going to be his real family. That was a big
Yeah.
surprise. And also, it seems maybe they're going to go. I mean, maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I think they might go in the direction of like her feelings toward her husband. Like, what if she likes the innie version better than the outie
I
version?
saw a
I think-
couple of videos saying that, and I was like, this is such a weird show. But it's not really an affair. It's still her husband.
I know. I think they definitely set that up though, because she is kind of like
I didn't really see it that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so she is kind of like a little disappointed in her outside world husband because it almost looks like he's unemployed, like even in the clip they showed. Because she's like, I'm going to work, or maybe
His
she
night
works nights.
shifts. They work
And
opposite
then
shifts. Yeah.
yeah, but there was a definitely like a certain like disappointment she had, and
I'm
like
very annoyed. 'Cause she
she's
had
going to work and
tell
she's giving
him.
him all these tasks and
Yeah.
stuff.
He
And
seems
then
forgetful. His
yeah.
Audi does.
And there's that moment where like the innie asks if the Audi is like a fuck up, and she's kind of
She's like, no,
Like, no, but yes,
yeah,
kind of.
no, but yes.
he hasn't found his place yet, like career
And
wise.
and it was super weird that she forgot to tell him about it. Like he had
That's
to
the
bring it up.
thing.
It was
That's
so
why I
weird.
think it would be like she must feel weird about it and have
It
some
was yeah.
perhaps.
She is weirded out about it.
It was almost like an affair. Like, oh, yeah. No,
But the
that
thing
was
is,
nothing.
it kind of is another person, and I guess we'll get to this with Mark at the end of the
Last week,
episode.
Andres just said it's still them. It's still them on the inside.
Well, 100%. It is a version of him that like he, it's still part of what's inside him. It's just like he's only dealt with
Amnesia.
like he's doing something he's actually good at in there, and he's dealing with like success and stuff. And like on the outside, he's never really found that. So it is like two sides of the same coin, but it is 100% the same person. Like we can't deny that. But to this woman, his wife, it definitely still feels like an affair. I think
It would to me too. I think, and
Gonna call
ultimately, are we wishing for the reunification of all these characters at the end of the show?
Sure.
I mean, we
Like,
were.
the thing is, like, Mark now. Okay, spoilers for the end of the
I think
episode.
the
We've all
lesson is
watched
you
it.
should never split your brain. Like that's like I think the big lesson of this show.
I mean, I hope Mark's going to be okay after this reintegration at the end of the episode.
That was the best part for me. You didn't ask for our ratings yet, but this was going to be a 3-star for me. But the last scene made it a 4-star for me because I was like, first of all, I am shocked that they made him that they made Audi Mark realize the wife is alive. I did not expect that so soon in the season, and I also did not expect for him to be. They use another R word to be put back together so soon.
Reintegrated?
Was it reunified? Yeah.
I'm making up a word that sounds right, but yes,
it's an R word. So I thought the ending scene where like the in and out, because like the opening credits now make more sense because of the red shirt that he wears, and it's like all weird. I was like, oh my god, it's the opening scene, it's IRL. So
it makes me excited for the next one.
Yeah, I was surprised that they gave us those good 2 huge things this early in the season. So I was like, yes, okay, now you're a 4-star because stuff happened. Now I'm like, I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode.
I just did a little research on my own. Reintegration is the word they use.
Reintegration, that's the
yeah, I kind of agree, Melissa. I was looking at like 3 or 3.5, and I do want to like reiterate that the show is so great that a 3 or 3.5 of Severance is better than most TV. But the last bit, it kind of reminded me of the end of last season where I was like, oh my God, they gave me so much stuff that I really, really wanted and didn't think I was going to get until episodes later. Like the reintegration of like the main character who has this huge mystery that
major,
like knowing both sides of the Innie Audi universe is going to help him solve so much quicker. It's like very crazy. Like it's fun how many like chips they have that they can give the audience along the way that they feel
and they're doing it.
They can throw this one out that early. It's like, wow.
It makes me feel confident that like their writing is so good. Like they feel confident enough to give us this information early because like so much more can happen and they be revealed and then more questions will come, I'm sure. But yeah. It's good.
It's good stuff. And I didn't think we were going to learn about the goats. And here we are, episode 3, season 2. We've seen the room. It's huge.
In the room. And Brienne of Tarth. Hello.
Yeah.
I love Gwendolyn Christie. She appeared on the Severance podcast. She's a little giggle machine, completely opposite of her character. She's so cute. I love that her, like, physically, her silhouette looked very different from other roles that she's done. And also, like, side note, this just reminds me of The Last Jedi and how they absolutely failed the character Captain Phasma. But like, fine, whatever.
Oh,
Love
that's right.
love Gwendolyn.
Oh, I
That's
forgot she
right.
was
She was
Star
in that.
Wars. I forgot about that.
She was
The
like a
more we
main
can,
character, and then they just killed her off in part 2, whatever.
what was she a main character? Like, oh my
I
gosh,
Captain
forgot.
it's
Phasma?
I'm just so happy I've been able to forget most of those movies. I never saw
Star
Rise of
Wars.
Skywalker, which is great that
You've
doesn't take up
never
any space
seen
in my
Rise of
brain.
Skywalker?
No, I did
Don't.
not hear anybody say anything good
Yeah,
about it.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You'll
Yeah.
waste your time watching it. But Gwendolyn's wonderful. I love. Okay, so hold on, wait. Severance is for people who what? Are depressed, hate their real life, and perhaps, I have a feeling, looking at the makeup of the people in the goat room, that Lumen maybe runs like drug rehabilitation programs, homeless shelters. There was a woman with marks on her arms. I think all those people are in big, big trouble in real life.
In the goat room?
I did not see
Yes,
them.
I think those people do substance
Interesting.
abuse just by the way that they like had makeup on the people
Oh,
and like they had these really, hard faces of people who may not be housed.
That's
I mean, we know
that's an,
Lumen's bad.
yeah. That's an
Could be bad.
interesting. Well, I don't know if it would be bad to run a rehabilitation facility, but
No,
um, but maybe you had something else more sinister about what they're doing in mind with those people. But um, yeah, I didn't think that at all. But it did cross my mind like these people must have a place to like shower and like really undo everything they've done at work to their body, like at the end of the day, to keep this
yeah.
a secret. Like,
To keep the goat
because they're
scent.
like they become animals in there. That's what I kind of got. Like that guy has like the goat head
Oh,
on, and like they've got stuff covered on their face, and they're really like tribal, like more so than some of the other departments. Like we know they try to get the departments turned on each other, but these people were like really like about the battle, and I like how they thought people from macro data refinement may have pouches, like they may be a completely different species.
that was a nugget from
Yeah.
season 1.
yeah.
Bert was the one who
They
said that they might have pouches. And you did kind of,
they
yeah, go ahead.
they also think because I'm forgetting her name, so I'm gonna call her Brienne of Tarth. But because like when Helly and Mark came in, sorry, what's her name? Gwendolyn Christie. I don't know her name on the
Lauren?
show. She came ready, like she was come ready to like fight. So it's like these people in other departments already see the refiners as like the enemies. They're just like ready to kill other people. So I think there's a lot more to be explored there as well. It's like what are they telling you
I mean,
Yeah.
I think they
guys?
want to keep
What's
them
going on?
separated. In season 1, there's a part
It's
where,
so
remember
violent.
when Milk Chick just printed out a picture in front of Irving and it was the macro data like eating, they were like eating another team, something wild like
Yes,
that.
I remember that.
That's
So
just mind control.
there was all kinds of like artwork about basically the
The macro
lore of
data uprising.
why the departments need to be upset. Yeah, yeah, that was fun.
They want to cause friction between the departments, which I want to know why, which I'm sure we'll find out why later. But
Because I guess
Mm,
when they share like information, they get closer to finding out some truth they're
the
not
truth.
supposed to know. That's my theory. Like keep
Mm.
people separated, and then they can't work together against the like the center of power. But I'm still confused about what's going on with the goats. Like
I
why
don't
do they
know.
work
I was
with
gonna ask you guys,
goats?
do you guys have theories? Do you guys have theories about what the
Well, they
goats
called
are?
themselves mammalians nurturing, something like that.
Which are just mammals.
Yeah, I mean, remember Bert's department? What the hell were they doing over there? Like, nothing makes
Oh,
sense.
I don't
There
remember.
was some, okay, so I only watched this episode once, but at the end, when Rigby is reintegrating Mark, she mentions that there's like 5 tempers or something like that. And remember, there's like 5 little boxes on their screens when they're working. But I can't remember anything she said. But I think she explained macro data management or macro data refinement.
Oh, if she did, I need to watch it
Same.
again because
I mean, I need to watch it again. But like she
Same.
said, there's 5
Yeah.
things, and those 5 things are your memories. Like, I don't know. And then she was waving the little thing. Like, I'm pretty sure in my like connect the dots kind of way, like I think they just explained it right into our faces what they're doing.
Mm.
And I think it's about Severance. Like I used to think, okay, we think Gemma's on the screen. Like, raise our hands. Do we all think Gemma's on the screen in front of Mark?
We definitely saw her face.
Okay, so I think her face is on the screen.
Yeah, we saw
So
it.
perhaps they're using that to refine Severance. Also, to reintegrate, this lady didn't need to like do brain surgery on Mark or anything. Was
She
that
put,
the
like, some
case with Petey?
brainwave things.
Yeah.
I think she mentions that she learned how to do it
Yeah.
better,
She
right?
did say that.
Yeah.
No sudden death. Thank you.
She's like,
Thank you,
I'm
Rugby.
getting a lot better at this. Even though I did see a recap video that said even originally she had blamed Petey for it, that he didn't follow the post-op kind of procedure.
Oh man, I gotta watch season 1
Okay.
again. I think we're gonna see Petey again, guys. I think that's gonna be the next
Did
episode.
they not confirm that he
He
died?
died though, right?
No, he's dead.
He died.
I just think
Oh.
that Mark is reliving his first memories as an innie.
Oh, I saw someone say that maybe in the next episode we'll see Mark's Innie's first day, which that would be
I want to see
exciting. I wanna see
Petey, his best buddy.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we definitely will see some flashbacks because there are probably like things that once Audi Mark has all of the innie memories become like more important that might have happened like before the show even started, but might be relevant to what is happening now, if that makes sense.
I wonder if he'll have a different
Yeah.
personality. Because like Dylan, for example, Dylan seems very different from the inside and the outside. Mark's a little more similar, except the
I think
depression.
so too. Yeah, it would. I think Dylan would be one of the more interesting ones to see like integrate, and as well as Irv. Irv is pretty.
I think Irv's been reintegrating.
I think what you said is like the best explanation of what I think is going on. That like the art therapy is like helping him like subconsciously make connections.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The black, like once I saw he has paintings in his home, I was like, oh, like the black goo that he saw, it was like his memories kind of blending into his inner self.
But now we know what that hallway is, and it's the exports.
Yeah.
Where the shipping
What are they
goes.
shipping? What was that old lady shipping with Bert?
That's where Gemma went, and then we never saw her again.
Is that where she went for real? I don't remember seeing this hallway.
That's where we saw her last.
Is that true?
It's where we saw her last. When she was retired.
I don't
Yeah, I think it is
remember
where we saw her
that.
last.
Was that a big thing? Am I supposed to remember this?
Yeah, that was a big thing because now these people have missing signs.
I mean, I thought she just went missing after the event because of reasons. I don't remember her leaving or being retired. That's terrifying.
Went down that dark hallway. That's the last time we saw her.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I don't remember very well what happened, but there was like some kind of dynamic between her and Mark that was like forming, and they kind of Lumen just jumped in and kind of stopped it in its tracks and got rid of her somehow. I guess now they're saying she was retired.
Interesting. But on to other relationships. Is he gonna? What?
Age, you didn't tell us your rating.
Oh,
or if you did, I missed
it's really hard for me to rate this show. I am not going to be. I feel like I'm critical of everything, but I'm just happy with this show. I enjoyed it. It's like, for instance, there's things in this episode that like Reddit called out a week ago, and that's a sign of good writing. Like things make sense. Like you can kind of figure it out, and then it's really satisfying to see it in the show. What was it? Well, I'll remember while we're talking about it, but like Reddit literally called something a couple weeks ago, and this episode was just like a logical conclusion to that. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Rickon, they're going to use Rickon's book to mind control the innies? No.
Is that
on Reddit? No, I don't remember what was on Reddit.
I keep forgetting that book is a thing.
Yeah.
The you are.
They are going to use it for something like that, or like to calm them down or something like.
I hope Devin tells him to not do it because it's definitely going to be mind control.
But he's he's so all about like himself in the book, you know.
He's gonna fall for it.
It's a funny character.
He's gonna fall for it. He isn't doing the hero stuff that I thought he would be yet, but
No.
And then
I'm thinking I'm seeing certain seeds being planted for Milkshake with this episode. Because like let's talk about
it was
those
like Get
paintings.
Out. It was like watching the movie Get Out.
That's what I said. I was like, this is a Get Out scene. It was so cringy, and I think the acting was so good because when Milkshake looks at Natalie, there's a moment in her eyes where she's smiling, but she's also horrified, and she's playing those emotions at the same fucking time because she also has to like assimilate, but she also has to like kind of makes it like telling him, I feel you, dog. But then she's like, wait, I'm working for the board right now. So there was a lot going on in that actress's face. And I was like, girl, this is great. And then I thought it was so interesting because, you know, he's obviously horrified. He also puts those paintings, drawings away. Like he does not like them. So, of course, this had me researching the actors' thoughts on this. And then he said there was a lot of conversations about that scene. And then he said that there's like a lot of conversations that are still happening with that scene because I think the way they left it kind of like there's no like clear answer as to like what kinds of like where things go from here. So and I think that's kind of realistic because when you're in that position, it's very uncomfortable and you kind of don't know what to do or what to say, but you still have your job to do. So I thought that was kind of like a realistic thing. So they just made his character a little bit more interesting to me because before I think he was just kind of more like he's manipulative and this evil boss, but then it's like, ugh, and then now this happens. So I was like paying attention more now.
Yeah, I think it's that he's seeing that he is being treated exactly like the innies, like he's a child, like, oh, this tiny little thing is going to make you happy. And it's not really a tiny thing. Is it racism? Like, do you see yourself? Cool. Like,
it's Get Out racist.
It is.
Yes.
Like, it is the insinuation that, like, this is for you to see yourself, or we've been keeping Kier's racist secret and you're supposed to fall for this. Like, I don't know, but I certainly don't like it. But I do love that woman, Natalie. That actress is incredible. It's true. Like, just in the eyes.
I got chills, like, thinking about it again. I was like, oh my God, she's so horrified right now.
They gave me the same gift. No. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Yeah. I'm very interested to see his journey, his arc.
I'm excited for him
for sure. After that,
but that I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting that because I didn't know that like this show will kind of like touch upon that because it's kind of like bringing other ideas into this other world that we're in. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they take it.
That was excellent. I love that he put them away. And I feel like in other episodes, we've seen him in that room, perhaps putting something away or taking something down.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
I forgot what else he put
That's
away,
what I'm
though.
wondering. I'm wondering, like, has he been hiding other things? Is this not the first time this has happened to him? Or what else is in that room? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like we've seen him in there, like taking something down.
He's been doing stuff in there before, for sure. What about Harmony Cobell?
Yes. What was up with that scene?
Who's that guy?
She was about to leave with him, and then like she's not gonna leave with them. What's
it's
happening?
Like when she saw the dude from up close. I don't know. Like, I don't know where she went. I don't know what she's doing.
Do you think that when they were taking her, that they were going to take her to do something to her?
I kind of got that vibe that like they were like, okay, come in, and then she saw like that guy who is either she knows directly or reminds her of like some other situation she's heard of where there's like some big muscle there. And I was like, are they going to kill her? But then they also have like the option of like severing her or doing something to her mind because it's Lumen. But I think she definitely she clearly thought like there was something really disturbing about to happen to her. And then take it back to when she's on the road 238 miles away from Salt's Neck or whatever. She looks back at that tube and there's just look, there's a lot I don't know. There's so much I don't know.
there's a lot going on in
Yeah.
this show.
I will say, I
So
do appreciate that we don't know the answer to the mystery, unlike
Mhm.
other shows that we've all watched. Silo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who's
Yeah,
in the
that's right.
silo? A whole family. I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
yeah, I mean, I think so far it's a good example of like it's a mystery, but you're also giving us things to move things forward.
Yeah.
Case in point, this example towards the end of this episode, and then also in episode 2 when he gave us answers about the other new coworkers and the old ones came back, and I was like, okay, all right, you keeping it moving.
Yeah.
What
It's
else
not
happened
like
in
Mhm.
here?
So
I
much.
feel like it was a lot, but this is the first episode this season that I have forgotten what happened. So I'm gonna mark my rating a 3 out of 5. By the way, to answer that question,
Oh,
just because I don't
okay,
remember.
all right. I like our reasonings. Do you guys watch it on Sunday? Because I do. Because I want like some fresher
Oh.
memories, even though it's still a lot to unpack.
I watched it
I think I should.
yesterday, and then I watch like a recap like 30 minutes before I hop on this. Not to get too, behind the scenes here, but that's what I do.
Yeah, my mistake is probably listening to the official Severance podcast, but like it's fun to learn about the filmmaking.
I'm surprised that you do. I don't listen to anything official because I just feel like it's automatically.
Oh,
Yeah, I
usually
agree with
that's the
that.
case usually with like HBO stuff, but in this case, as much as it probably is, at least you get to hear from Ben Stiller and Adam Scott, and they'll bring on like different actors every now and then. So, but they do focus more on the filmmaking than like criticism or like wondering what the plot is because they know where it's going. But that I heard yesterday, and I watched the episode on Friday. And I think I'm going to do like you. I think I'm going to watch it on Sundays because I'm sitting here like, well, it was good TV, but I don't remember anymore. I keep thinking about Mark. I keep thinking about how Mark was just like, okay, do it. Like he watched a guy die from this. And now, but also the wife.
I love how like he wants the truth so bad, and I love that they showed us the reaction of when he finds out about his wife. He kind of like has like a really visceral, physical / emotional reaction, and I love.
And that brings up a good point too, which is this other lady that does the surgery. She knows his wife is alive. I don't know if we touched on that before,
and she knew.
She said last time I saw like it was like worded weird.
Well, because she probably was going to tell him. Like that's what it seems like. She's like, I would have told you if that other guy didn't come in and I didn't murder him.
Which kind of maybe at this point kind of dims down the idea that it could be like a clone or some kind of image they're just making Mark see to like make him.
I don't like the
comfortable
clone
with
idea.
Yeah, I mean,
would be so
the clone stuff, I guess it comes from
The sheep.
like the sheep and stuff. Like
The
people associate that with cloning, and also like you're seeing
they're
people
not
that are
sheep, they're
supposed to
goats.
be. You're seeing people that are supposed to be dead, so there's got to be some kind of explanation.
Who else is supposed to be
Unless
dead?
they can bring people back to life, but like fuck up their brains.
Or save their brains.
Don't know.
Like this is what I think. I think they're saving people by using Severance. Like these people did not ask to be saved. Gemma and Mark did not agree to this. They're doing something underhanded and evil, but like perhaps the ultimate goal is to revive comatose people. I know that did we talk about the burned body in the last episode? Because like that could have totally been fake. They could have just put another body there, but also we've been watching House of the Dragon, so
because I'm telling you, I think there's spoilers that we don't know about because there's like a car that's going into a lake, so it's not being burned. She could have almost drowned instead of burned.
But he did say that her body was burned at some point an episode ago, and
possibly.
Yeah, but he also said he identified her. So there was like
it could have been a tattoo, but like they could have just Sharpied it on. I don't know. Put it on the fake body. I mean, I'm thinking way too much into something we've never seen. Oh,
that's why I don't dive into theories too much.
In season 1, remember he made a tree at one point? Apparently he was looking at that tree when he was in Audi. Apparently she hit the tree and died. That's how she died. But I don't know. Did you guys get that? I didn't get that. Okay, I just read it. It could be totally wrong, but apparently
I remember
tree.
Now that you say it, I do remember like a little white tree that I guess he has or somewhere. So that could also represent her death, almost death.
Or not. And I seriously think that Cobell had like a comatose person in their life too. I don't know. I guess I just need to watch season 1 again. And I wouldn't mind because it'll be my 3rd time.
And the recap I've been watching, I think the channel's called Think Story. I'll just shout it out.
Mhm.
The recap I've been watching on Think Story is like he keeps bringing up that there's Cold Harbor is like a file name that they're working on, and I guess he says there's some kind of connection with Gemma that's been established there.
And that Mark.
That's the one Belle keeps mentioning.
Yeah, she keeps mentioning it, and I think somehow like I have to look into it more, but I guess there's a connection with Mark's wife to that.
He was. Oh, somebody's chiming in. He was giving an example to Devin in terms of Rickon, so it's an assumption for now. Oh, like, do you mean the tree?
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. So the burned body was an example, or
Devin.
or the fact that he identified. No, he definitely confirmed that he identified her.
I remember they had a fight. He kind of said, like, if Rickon was all
Yes.
messed up, like, I would feel. I mean, I don't know. This show is just like, I love the little nuggets. Every little piece is so important.
Yeah, might be worth rewatching some of it.
Do we still think that Hilly is secretly? Is it Helena or Helena?
Helena, yes.
Helena.
Okay, so when we started this, I was like, oh, it's definitely Helena. But now I don't know. It could totally be Helly too. I just feel like she's been kind of absent. Like she had like a fiery personality. I don't know if that was dampened by her realizing that she's an Egan, but we've seen none of that. We've seen no follow-up to that. We've spent a lot of time with her as an outie. So I feel like the show is telling me it's Helena, but it could go either way. What about you guys?
Yeah, this was like the episode where she was the least suspicious, because they're on this journey to like figure out this huge secret about Miss Casey, and she's not doing anything particularly that would sabotage their mission, but that could just be they're not anywhere close to finding out anything special. So
I think it's more about like the shifty look sometimes. So that's why I think it's the acting game for me. I think it's Helena.
I think so too, and I think she has reason to be there, more than one.
That's the thing. Like, is she being a double agent because like she wants to find out how much the innies know? Is that what the point of it is?
I like, my theory was she's trying to go in there and like kind of control what's going on, throw them off, or make sure that they're not going overboard with anything. Like the thing that really was my clue in episode 1, I believe, was when they're in that room and everybody kind of thinks it's bugged, but they told them it wasn't bugged. And they're speaking softly, and Helena or Helly is like, I think we can talk. They said it wasn't bugged. Like, I feel like she's there to do things like that. Like, just keep them in between the guardrails,
Gotcha.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of like threw me off in this episode, because they're on this like mission that's completely like not their job.
That's because they finished their work real quick. Like at the end of the last episode or the one before that, like they like were marathoning their work, and now we know why. It was so they'd have all this free time to like roam.
How
I
are
don't
they
know where they're going next.
go to like the goat department though? Like,
that's one of the new rules.
Exactly. Yeah.
They can go anywhere they want.
Oh, I forgot the rule. Okay.
Except I guess what used to be that's what it was. The thing that they called out on Reddit was that someone saw the picture of the family meeting room, like the diagram, and someone said, that's the security office. Someone on Reddit called it. And then remember when Dylan gets to the door and he's like, why are we going to security? Boom, it was the family room. That's what got called out on Reddit, because one of the things that I heard on the official podcast is that any papers or screens that show up on the show have to be real. Like they have to have like real information. Like it can't just be the lyrics to like Danger Zone or anything. It has to be like a real diagram. Like there's people working on this. That's what it was. This is a very good show. So I love it. Oriented. I love the details. I think it really makes it special.
No, I agree. I think that's a high level of details. That's impressive.
Shout out Ben
What are we
Stiller,
missing?
baby.
I
Ben
know
Stiller.
he's great. His team is great. Clearly, and also they like order waffles when they're on set.
That's
It
funny
sounds
because
like
there
a
were
great show.
also parties in the show.
And I think that's about it. I'm really, really interested in what's happening with Mark. I'm more excited for the next episode than
Mhm.
I enjoy. Like I never don't enjoy this show. This show is excellent. I always want more. But this time I'm like, oh, the next one's gonna be good.
Yes, I am looking forward to hopefully we get flashbacks so that we could see what his life was like before, maybe even being severed. It'll probably be pretty depressing since he was a depressed man. But
Do you
maybe
think
we
they're
could
gonna go
also
that far?
maybe I don't know. Or maybe we because like maybe we could see like, his decision when he made the decision to get his brain split.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right,
And
Melissa, because his innie has to now know what his outie is, and his outie has
yeah.
to know. Oh, we might see both.
Yeah.
Together.
And now we as an audience get to kind of know the information that's relevant on both sides and how it integrates into each other.
But
And
don't we?
yeah, I think that's a good call that next uh,
Episode.
week is going to be a flashback episode so that we get the details that we don't know yet that are actually really key.
Yes.
But what are the details that we're missing? Like we know why he became severed.
I don't know. I mean, I think
we
that's
don't
what
know
makes it
what we
great.
don't
It's
know.
like exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Like
still stuck on.
we might learn something that could
Yeah.
make it a lot more obvious to us as the viewer, like as to
Mhm.
why Gemma's alive or something like that.
And then we're gonna have to probably see, because now that he's won, he's probably gonna have to go back down there and pretend that he's the innie only, maybe.
Or something that would be also interesting to figure out is like something with Miss Cobell, because she lived next to him and stuff. So you could literally, I don't know, you could see from the beginning how she interacted with both of them and maybe influenced his decision at some point or
Yeah, I'm saying
something.
the flashback could be a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm real excited. I'm still wondering if any Mark is going to end up with Helly or Helena. I'm kind of rooting for them. Like,
They had that
but
awkward
also,
moment.
Yeah,
Actually,
they did.
good bringing that up. It was so awkward. I felt secondhand embarrassment because they just kept looking at each other, smiling, and then like no one's doing anything. There's no moves being made. It was awkward.
but what are the ethics of that? Like, so he has his like, if his wife was just like remaining dead, this would be a lot more clear. But his wife is around.
Well, as far
It's
as
one body.
Mark knows, he doesn't know. To him, he's a single man.
But no, I think that's like part of the reason he held back this time is because like they're literally looking for his wife together, and he knows that. But the reason it was awkward is because like he's still like kind of this person that's in love with Helly, but he's trying to figure out like the dynamic, and she's trying to understand if it's right too, or she's just Helena and she's a psychopath. But
I wonder if this is what the show is going to explore, because like Dylan's wife is there, Mark and Helly are seemingly there. What are those ethics? Are they two people? Are they one person?
They're not two people. They're the same person. If she were to bang her husband, she's banging her husband, like Dylan and the wife. It's the same person.
But you know what? Here's where it does kind of become an affair. You gotta be straightforward with Outie Dylan. She's playing it too like close to the vest. Yeah.
You need to be transparent because then that gets a little weird.
Yeah.
There's a little consent thing. Like it's weird.
If it's a secret, I mean, then it's a problem.
She has to be like, yo, Outie Dylan, I banged the NEU.
Yeah.
That family room cannot lead to anything good.
Even if he were to find out, like you can't get mad because like she didn't bang another guy. You know what I mean?
It's just
but
weird.
It feels like she did.
It's just weird that she felt like she had to keep it from you. I think that's the thing.
That's weird.
It's like, what's going on in your head? Like.
But I'm just saying, like, as far as affairs go, it's not the worst because if you find out, that your spouse slept with you.
It's the it's the least bad option.
It's sticky. It's really sticky, and I don't like it.
It's the same person, same genitals. Come on.
I think it's going to be really. I know this is changing the topic. God forbid. I mean, we're already on to talking about genitals.
Severance. It's all TV show relevant.
But I am I'm kind of like interested once we get past like the flashback, if there is one, like who is this new Mark that has been completely integrated? Like he's going to have, like we mentioned, he's going to have like the feelings for Helly and the true like love for his wife at this, like there's going to be so many weird conflicting things. And like we said, he's not even as different a character as like some of the other ones, Dylan and Irv and some of these people, but it's still going to be like really interesting to see what kind of character he turns into now that he has both of these sides we've seen of him integrated.
And I wonder, did that even happen with Petey? Like, we don't know, and we might see if it happened to Petey, because like we only know one Petey. We know like this reintegrated weird Petey, but like that's kind of my thing. Like Mark, before he was severed, was just the depressed man who lost his wife. There was no other Mark to influence his personality. So like, is this going to happen to everyone who's severed too? Like if they like, I don't know if reintegration is going to become like a big thing in this show. I anticipate ultimately by the end of the show, Severance maybe will be destroyed. Maybe people will not have it anymore. Like I don't know where the show's leading.
Could be a Game of Thrones thing where we don't, I mean, not like terrible ending, but in the sense that like every little storyline in Game of Thrones when it was good would kind of like shock you. Like the bad guy would win a lot of the time. The bad guy could win in Severance, and they could do it in a way that's still like not disappointing from a like the show is great standpoint. It would be harder to pull off in some ways, but this could take us anywhere.
I also think ultimately it could be like a being John Malkovich situation, except they're all being Keir or each other. Who knows? I just really like that movie, and this show really reminds me of being John Malkovich, but like a completely different mechanism.
I have not seen that.
It's kind of like a movie where it's magical but not magical. Severance feels more like magic than science to me. I love that this show is sci-fi and like does ground it in like some kind of like this could be real if we did X, Y, and Z, but like the way I see it is almost like magic. Severance is like a really interesting concept. I want to know what's going to happen to Mark. I'm really worried about Mark. I don't think they're going to kill him though.
No, oh my God. No. We have so much that we need to explore still with him. So I hope I doubt they're going to kill him. We need to find out more first.
No main characters have died in this show, right? Except for Gemma.
I wouldn't say that none of them would die. I mean, maybe they might kill off one of his teammates.
I'm worried about Irv.
Oh yeah, Irv. We didn't talk about him at all. Hello. Okay, so remember last episode we saw Audi Irv say my innie got the message. And then in this episode, we see that he is tracking down the painting. He's like, oh, I recognize this. This is the hallway. Like, I need to find it. So I think, so now we have the answer to that. Like, that's the message that he got is the painting. So it's weird that, like, what is the deal with that? Like, why is Irv finding a way to, like, break Lumen on the inside, but, like, in a really complex way where, like, he has to transfer things to his innie and paintings? It's all weird.
I just want to know what they're exporting. That's the exports hall. What is that?
We don't know much about it at all, and we don't even know who he was on that payphone with. So that's why it's like hard to talk about Irv.
I think that's why I like this show. You could just go, what?
Yeah, I don't feel too much pressure to. I don't feel too much pressure to figure anything out because I'm enjoying I'm enjoying the ride too much. But I know there are people that are obsessed with like Severance theories.
I don't fall down deep in the theories either because that's just too much. I'm just enjoying the ride as well.
Yeah.
I'm looking up how many episodes season 2 is going to have.
Probably the same.
Last season 1 had 9. I feel like that was a good number.
It's not telling me. It's not telling me, but I hope it's a lot.
8 to 10 is
you hope it's a lot.
I do. I really enjoy the show. I think it's great. The pacing's really good. We're getting like, a little bit of reward every episode. Really nice cinematography all around. I don't know if we've even touched upon that.
No, it's great. We never talk about it, but the show looks great.
Yo, can I just talk about that episode 2, Helly walking through the building? Beautiful. Even there's like a close up of Milkshake that's like so artistic.
Speaking of cinematography, in that scene with Milkshake and Natalie, when he's receiving the drawings, like the camera does this thing where it's staying on her face the whole time. I love that shot as well. You need to go back and look at it because so well done. Like that actress has like such a minor role, but it's really huge because like the emotions are all in her eyes and her face, and the camera in that scene, so good.
Yeah, but everything you hear from the board is like through her, so it's a really big.
Yeah, you're right. It's like minor, but not really minor, like I said.
Yeah.
I wonder how they communicate to her. I don't know if it's actual words.
She's always got like a thing, right?
She does, which makes you think they're speaking, but
you don't know.
We don't know anything, and we're okay with that for now.
I know. We're in good hands.
We want answers eventually. We all know the answers.
We're in Ben Stiller's very warm, calm hands.
And whoever the writer of the show is, which I think Ben Stiller's just the director, but we need to.
Yes, there is another writer.
The main. Yeah, there's a main guy that does the writing or leads the writers' room or whatever, and credit to him too.
We'll know his name next time. Right now we don't know shit. I don't even know what happened. I don't even know what I ate.
Well, this is always more like you're on FaceTime with your friends talking about the show. We don't really
Yay!
Fine.
If you want to hang out with us, we are not qualified people at all.
If you want to hang out, we are qualified. If you want to deep dive, there's other channels.
Probably, yeah.
We don't work in the film industry. We're not actors.
We're a good time.
Severance hang.
We're a good time.
I love it. I love the show.
Perspective.
Indeed, truly a fan and only a fan. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. This is this week's installment of I Have No Name for This, but I'm Sailor Tortilla. This is my girl, Melissa, and this is my boy, Andres, down here. And by the way, the Super Bowl is happening. In case no one knows about this thing called the Bowl that is super, we will be filming this on what day works for you guys?
You never told me.
Friday or Saturday, I think we can make work.
Friday or Saturday, I will put it up on the channel. You will know when to join us. I hope that everyone watching is having a wonderful day. You're thinking about how can Severance be any more different from Sailor Moon? But anyway, thank you for joining. I will catch you guys. What is it? Friday? Saturday?
One of them.
We don't know
we'll
yet.
figure it out quick.
Not Sunday. Goodbye. Who's in the Super Bowl? Who's playing?
The Chiefs and the Eagles.
I got that right.
Yeah, you did.
Eagles.
I know that it's a Kendrick Lamar concert. That's what I know.
Man, I had like a work bet thing going. I am super off. All right.